Setting up the presentation when customers are requesting comprehensive and collision and the rates are outrageous. The rates are ridiculous. They're extremely high. Now, for the sake of the scenario, let's assume that the monthly payment would be $380. Now, step number one, if you determine that the rate is ridiculous, you're going to have to offer a lot of information, a lot of knowledge. You're going to educate the client on every single tool, every single reason why the rates are higher. Now, step number two, you're going to offer justifying factors. If the rate is based on a young driver, you're going to elaborate on the risk of being a young driver. If the rate is based on a driving record, you're going to emphasize and educate the client on how every single violation affects the rate. You're going to educate the client on the risk that companies take by offering comprehensive and collision simply because they're insuring the value of the car. Number three, don't offer an approximate. You're going to need to offer a lowball and test the customer to determine if they're willing to pay the lowball before you actually offer an approximate. So for instance, the approximate on a regular situation would probably be $350 to $370. You're going to introduce, which is number four, you're going to introduce $280 as a lowball to test the customer to determine if the customer will be satisfied paying over $280, if they would be okay making a payment of $280. If the customer says, yes, I'm okay, I'm satisfied, I can afford it, then you're just going to continue with the regular sales procedure. And you're going to follow the sales structure. But if the customer is not satisfied with the $280, number six, you're going to introduce the 101. By introducing the 101, you're going to introduce the option of liability and comprehensive and collision. You're going to sell the idea that due to the fact that based on their situation, every company is going to offer over $280. We may have to go with a temporary option of choosing either liability or comprehensive and collision, at least for 30 days until they figure things out. Now, the option of a temporary option is simply for them to leave with insurance. Number seven, you're going to educate them on the concept of shopping around. You're going to introduce the concept that we work with 70 different companies, which are the most economical companies in the state of California. We have every single company that offers the lowest rates for their situation. You're also going to introduce the idea that shopping around is not always the best thing. That there's a lot of unethical agents or agencies where their main focus is to sell a policy regardless if the information is accurate. So most likely they're going to offer a Mickey Mouse option where they're going to modify the date of birth, modify the type of vehicle or coverages or their information, or simply set them up with a different zip code to lower the rate, but in case of an accident, there's no coverage. Number eight, you're going to sell the idea that leaving with either liability or comprehensive and collision is better than leaving with no insurance whatsoever. The 30-day temporary option is simply an option for them to leave with insurance while they shop around. If they want to shop around, they have 30 days until their next monthly payment. There's no contract. They don't lose anything. On the contrary, they leave with insurance. Number nine, you're going to sell yourself. You're going to let the customer know that 90% of your clients are satisfied with your service simply because you are a professional, you care about their situation, and you do whatever it takes to help every single customer. You've been working within the insurance industry for a very long time, and you know exactly what it takes to help every single customer. You're also going to sell the idea that every single customer appreciates the extra effort, the abundance of information, and of course, even if it's a temporary option. So you're going to tell them, I'm 100% positive that you're going to appreciate what I'm doing for you, because any other agent would have given you all your information and would have told you, come back when you're ready, simply because they don't like working extra. They don't like doing their job. They don't like educating the client. They don't like offering information. They don't like offering solutions. And technically, we are. Our goal is for them to leave with insurance. Number 10, you're going to introduce an approximate for both coverages. You're going to introduce an approximate just for liability, and you're going to introduce an approximate just for comprehensive and collision. Now, your goal is to sell either one of them. Now, keep in mind, if the customer leaves without insurance, you're technically not helping them at all. Your goal is to educate the client on the benefit of leaving with liability or just comprehensive and collision, and the risk that they're going to take until they figure things out. So within 30 days, they're obviously going to take a risk simply because they may not have comprehensive and collision, or they may not have liability, but also emphasize on the benefit and the value of leaving with either or. Now, your goal is to sell either option. As long as we do everything correctly, as long as we educate the client, and as long as we give them options and they choose the option that they feel would fit their situation, we're doing everything that we should be doing.